Hey, welcome to Six Pizza Place. I'm glad you applied, otherwise I'd be the one sitting in that chair. Yeah, the place is pretty empty. All we really have left is some tables and balloons set up for the last few parties this week. I'm sure you're hopefully aware by now that the building is being shut down in like a week. Anyway, I won't take too much of your time, so I'll just hop right to it. The monitor on your desk uses a touch screen, so just tap the screen to bring up the security system. Just make sure your fingers don't have any, dirt or water on them. I don't think it can read your finger if it has any of those on there, so yeah, just be careful with that. Those two doors to your left and right actually weren't always there. We had those installed maybe a year or two ago as a safety precaution. Yeah, the mascots kind of wandered inside the office. Really spooked the last few security guards, if I'm being honest. So yeah, that. The reason we leave the characters on at night is that they weren't really programmed properly to be, off at night, for so many hours too. It's honestly just cheaper to leave them on at night. Those characters weigh a ton to be able to walk around like they do, and the last thing we need is for you to be getting crushed to death. Yeah, that's a real risk. What else? What else? Oh, the company doesn't really want to spend any more than it needs to, so your power supply is being heavily limited, yada yada. Use those lights on the doors to check the hallways, shut the doors to keep the animatronics out, watch your power levels, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not rocket science, I'm sure someone like you could figure it out. But I'm pretty sure that's all for tonight. I'll leave another message for you tomorrow. Before I go, help yourself to any leftover pizza in the break room, but between you and me, I've seen them make pizzas out of the older ones, so fair warning. Anyway, good night. good job on handling your first shift yesterday, and actually coming back. Yeah, unsurprisingly, a lot of people actually don't come back after their first shift. I mean, I can't say I blame them, those giant robots and their dead stares. It does get pretty intimidating, especially when they're looking at you from a dark hallway. Anyway, just to let you know, the characters are programmed on a weekly system. That means depending on the day of the week, they'll get more active. You know, Mondays are kind of slow business days, so they won't be roaming around too much, but, you know, on a Saturday, they'd be super lively and active. So yeah, I'm just letting you know this isn't always going to be a cakewalk. Yeah, back to the characters now. I really must emphasize using your door lights. You really never know when they're just gonna show up. Speaking of characters, I don't think I mentioned it yesterday, but that raccoon in the arcade, he's not really like the others. Usually he's used to being in a room full of screaming kids, and I guess you could say he's a bit of an attention seeker. I should probably just emphasize you should really keep an eye on him. Reminds me a lot of my ex now that I think about it. Anyway, have a good night. It's only Tuesday. You got this.